The morning sun poured into the grand church, casting a kaleidoscope of colors across the polished wooden pews. Each ray of light filtered through the intricate stained glass windows, illuminating the sanctuary with a divine glow that seemed to dance in rhythm with the gentle hum of anticipation that filled the air. The church, with its towering ceilings and elegant arches, stood as a testament to faith, a refuge where souls gathered to seek solace and enlightenment. At the front of the sanctuary, the pastor stood with an infectious enthusiasm that radiated from him like the sun itself. He was a man of robust spirit, his presence commanding yet inviting, with a warm smile that set the congregation at ease. Today, he had chosen to delve into one of the most profound teachings in the Bible, the Sermon on the Mount. As he opened his well-worn Bible, the pages whispered secrets of centuries, and the congregation leaned in, eager to absorb every word. "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven," he began, his voice rich and melodic, reverberating off the high walls. The words hung in the air, weaving a tapestry of hope and humility. He paused, allowing the weight of the verse to settle over the gathered souls. Some nodded knowingly, while others scribbled fervently in their notebooks, desperate to capture the essence of his message. The pastor continued, his passion igniting with each verse. "Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted." He spoke of grief, of loss, and the promise of solace. The congregation felt the truth of his words deep within their hearts, memories of their own struggles surfacing like gentle waves. The light filtering through the stained glass seemed to intensify, casting a warm glow that enveloped them in a cocoon of understanding. As he moved through the Beatitudes, his voice rose and fell like the tide, carrying the congregation along with him. "Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth." He emphasized the power of humility, the strength found in gentleness. A hush fell over the room, as if the air itself had thickened with reverence. The pastor's eyes sparkled with fervor, and he gestured passionately, his hands painting vivid images of a world transformed by kindness and compassion. The light danced across the gleaming crosses that adorned the walls, each one a reminder of sacrifice and redemption. The congregation, a tapestry of diverse faces, reflected the beauty of community, young and old, seekers and believers, all united in this sacred space. Some wiped away tears, while others smiled, their hearts swelling with the shared experience of faith. They were drawn in, captivated by the pastor's fervent delivery, as if he were a conductor leading an orchestra of souls in a symphony of worship. "Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled." The pastor's voice resonated with urgency as he spoke of the deep longing for justice and truth. He called upon his listeners to seek out righteousness in their own lives, to become beacons of light in a world often shrouded in darkness. The congregation responded, a collective nod of agreement rippling through the pews as they contemplated their own roles in the grand tapestry of life. With each verse, the pastor painted a vision of a world transformed by love and grace. "Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy." He spoke of forgiveness, of the power of a compassionate heart. The air felt electric with possibility, and the congregation leaned closer, hanging on his every word. In that moment, they were not just passive listeners. They were participants in a movement, a call to action that stirred within them a desire to embody the very teachings they were hearing. As the sermon unfolded, the pastor wove personal stories into his message, anecdotes that resonated with the struggles and triumphs of everyday life. He spoke of a neighbor who had extended a hand during a difficult time, of a child who had shown extraordinary kindness, of moments when love had triumphed over hate. Each story was a thread in the fabric of his sermon, illustrating the timeless relevance of Jesus' words. "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God." The pastor's voice softened, and the sanctuary fell into a contemplative silence. He urged his congregation to be instruments of peace in a world often divided by strife. The glimmering light from the stained glass seemed to reflect the hope he instilled, a promise that change was possible, that love could conquer all. As he reached the conclusion of his sermon, the pastor's voice crescendoed, filled with fervor and conviction. "And blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." The congregation erupted into a quiet, reverent applause, a spontaneous expression of gratitude for the message they had just received. The pastor smiled, his heart swelling with joy, knowing that the seeds of faith had been sown in fertile ground. In that beautiful morning, inside the grand church, time seemed to stand still. The sanctuary was alive with the spirit of community and shared purpose, a testament to the transformative power of faith. As the pastor closed his Bible, the congregation lingered, reluctant to leave the sacred space that had enveloped them in warmth and inspiration. They exchanged smiles and words of encouragement, each person carrying a piece of the sermon in their hearts, ready to step into the world as ambassadors of love, mercy, and peace. The sun continued to rise, casting its light upon the church, a reminder that each day is a new opportunity to embrace the teachings of the Sermon on the Mount, to live out the blessings in their own lives. And as they exited into the world, the echoes of the pastor's voice lingered in the air, a melody of hope that would guide them on their journey ahead.